Good morning. In the last lecture, we talked about LED, light emitting diode. The next article is photodiode. Photodiode. Photodiode is an ordinary diode, ordinary PN junction diode made from either the silicon or germanium semiconductor. It is always used in reverse bias. Current flowing through this photodiode in reverse bias will depend on the intensity of light falling on the photodiode. Let us have a comparison between ordinary PN junction diode and photodiode. As you know, whenever ordinary diode is connected in reverse bias, current flowing through the diode is almost zero. We may say that no current is flowing through the diode. Current is not flowing through the diode because of the reverse bias. As reverse bias is applied to ordinary PN junction diode, majority charge carriers in N and P region are not able to cross the junction. Instead, they are repelled from the junction, attracted towards the ends of the PN junction diode, and therefore there is no current due to majority charge carriers in PN junction diode. We know that N type of semiconductor and P type of semiconductor, along with majority charge carriers, have minority charge carriers. N type of semiconductor has holes as minority charge carriers. P type of semiconductor has electrons as minority charge carriers. For these minority charge carriers, the reverse bias applied to the PN junction diode is forward bias for minority charge carriers, and therefore the minority charge carriers will cross the junction. Electrons from P side and holes from N side cross the junction and the current will flow. This current is known as a reverse current. This reverse current in PN junction diode can be increased. How to increase this reverse current in PN junction diode? If we increase temperature of the PN junction diode, thermal energy from outside will be received by the electrons in the valence band of the PN junction diode, and if this thermal energy received by the electrons in the valence band is more than their binding energy, some of the electrons may break the covalent bond, get free and jump to the conduction band. So, more number of electron hole pairs are thermally induced into the PN junction diode when it is in reverse bias. This will increase the minority charge carriers. As minority charge carriers are increased, the reverse current through the PN junction diode will be increased. The reason for increase of reverse current in PN junction diode is thermally generated electron hole pairs. But this current is not large. This current is very small, measured in microampere. Now let us go to the photodiode. Photodiode is always connected in reverse bias. When it is connected in reverse bias, It is also having minority charge carriers. There will be very small current through the photodiode when it is connected in reverse bias. And let us assume that no intensity of light is falling on the photodiode. At that time, current flowing through the photodiode will be only due to the minority charge carriers present inside it when it is connected in reverse bias. Now, expose this photodiode to light of certain frequency or ordinary light. Because of this, what will happen? The light will fall on the photodiode. As light is falling on the photodiode, the photons of light will bombard the surface of the photodiode. The electrons in the valence band of the photodiode, will absorb the photons. They will get the energy in terms of photons. If this energy received by the electrons in the valence band of the photodiode is larger than binding energy of the electrons, they may break the covalent bond and may become free and can jump to the conduction band. That will increase the current through the photodiode when it is in reverse bias and it is exposed to light energy. Because of this reason, the photodiode conducts in reverse bias. Whenever the photodiode is actually constructed using either germanium or silicon semiconductor, this PN junction semiconductor will be mounted on a substrate, non-conducting substrate. The terminals are taken out from N type and P type, and this junction is then encapsulated in a metallic case. Then a glass window is mounted on the top of photodiode. This glass window is used to expose the semiconductor material of the photodiode to the light energy. The picture of this will be like this. This is metallic case. Inside this metallic case, the P-N junction diode is encapsulated. Okay, and this is a tab, metallic tab, which represents that this terminal is cathode terminal, this terminal is anode terminal, this is glass window. From this glass window, the light can be allowed to incident on the semiconductor, and because of this intensity of light energy, few electron hole pairs will be generated and there will be flow of reverse current through the photodiode, and the reverse current will be increased in the photodiode because of the light energy. Symbol of photodiode is this. P type, N type, and the arrowheads are shown this way. If you remind the symbol we have used for light emitting diode, the arrowheads are in the outward direction because light emitting diode emits light energy continuously when it is conducting. Here, for conduction of photodiode, light energy is needed and therefore the arrows are inward, showing that, representing that the light energy is falling on the photodiode, and whenever the light energy is falling on the photodiode, the current will flow through the photodiode in reverse bias. This is the symbol. Okay, and this is the general picture of photodiode. Now let us see the operation of photodiode and then the VI characteristics and current illumination characteristics of photodiode. The circuit diagram we need is this one. This is in general circuit diagram for photodiode in reverse bias. Whether it is working? Yes, it is working. Now, this is the power supply with positive terminal, negative terminal, variable knob to vary the voltage, R to control current flowing through the photodiode. It may or may not be used because the current flowing is very small. But if you apply excessive voltage, that may cause breakdown, that may damage the photodiode permanently. We don't want to happen this. Okay, and therefore you may use a small resistance here. This is voltmeter to measure reverse voltage across the photodiode. This is microammeter, current flowing through the photodiode in reverse bias when you allow the light energy to fall on it through the glass window. That current can be measured by this microammeter. When low light energy is allowed to incident on the photodiode, and if this microammeter represents, if this microammeter shows some current, that current is known as dark current. When you do not allow any light to fall on the photodiode, still the photodiode shows some current because you applied the reverse bias to this photodiode. That current is known as dark current. The resistance of the diode in reverse bias may be the reverse voltage divided by the dark current. Instead of calling it IR, let me call this dark current. Resistance of the photodiode when no light energy is allowed to incident on the photodiode, Still it showed some current because of reverse bias. Voltage we are applied to this. That current is known as dark current, and the resistance offered by the photodiode to this dark current is RR is equal to VR divided by dark current. Then we will allow light energy to fall on the photodiode. When we allow the light energy to fall on the photodiode, the photons of this light energy will be absorbed by the atoms of the photodiode. The electrons in the valence band may absorb these photons, and energy received by these electrons is more than their binding energies. They will break the bond and can jump to the conduction band, making more number of electrons in N type and holes in P type available for conduction, and therefore large current may flow. Large, it is in microampere. Okay, large in the sense it will be in microampere only. That current, the dark current, it will be more than the dark current. Okay, go on increasing the reverse voltage given to the diode in the steps of minus 0.2 volt, 0, minus 0.2, minus 0.4, minus 0.6, minus 0.8, minus 1 volt. It is sufficient. And see the current flowing through the photodiode. We find that initially the current through the photodiode is increasing as the reverse voltage is increased. After a certain value of this current, the current becomes fairly constant. When the current becomes fairly constant, we say that the photodiode is now working in saturation. It is the reverse saturation. That current is the saturation current of the photodiode. This is in general circuit diagram to study the photodiode and the operation of the photodiode, working of the photodiode. After having known the circuit diagram and working of the photodiode, let us study the characteristics of photodiode. And what these characteristics are? There are two different types of characteristics of photodiode. First characteristics of photodiode is known as current illumination curve. First characteristics of photodiode is current illumination characteristics. What we do in current illumination characteristics, we shall take the current flowing through the photodiode IR in microampere on y-axis, and we shall take the intensity of light milliwatt per centimeter square on x-axis. If the reverse voltage is held constant, reverse voltage is provided to the photodiode. If it is held constant and intensity is increased in regular steps, 2 lux, 4 lux, 6 lux, 8 lux, 10 lux, 12 lux, and so on. Okay, and corresponding currents are noted. Intensity of light in milliwatt per centimeter square is varied in regular steps, maybe 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, like that. And every time the current flowing through the photodiode is mentioned. From this observation table, let us plot a graph of this illumination versus the current. Current, illumination, the intensity of light falling on the photodiode. we will get the state line. We will get a state line. What does this mean? The current illumination characteristics shows a state line. It means that current flowing through a photodiode is always proportional to intensity of light falling on the photodiode. If small intensity is there, the current flowing through the diode will be smaller. If we increase the intensity in steps, we will find that the current through the photodiode is also increasing in the same way. Such characteristics of a photodiode are known as current illumination characteristics, which is a graph between intensity of light falling on the photodiode taken on y-axis and corresponding current flowing through the photodiode is taken on y-axis, and a graph is plotted. This graph, this curve between the intensity of light and the current flowing through the photodiode, this curve, this graph is known as current illumination characteristics of the photodiode. And the second one is VI characteristics or IV characteristics of the photodiode. Current voltage characteristics or VI characteristics of the photodiode. And for this, what we do, we shall take, let us go to the third quadrant. Let me take current IR on y-axis in the third quadrant and reverse voltage VR on x-axis. This is negative, this is negative. Photodiode is in reverse bias and therefore voltage given to the photodiode is negative. It is provided in regular steps and current flowing through the photodiode is IR. Take this as 0 and then let us plot the characteristics. So, VI characteristics of photodiode are plotted in this figure. The voltage is taken on x-axis, current is taken on y-axis. For this set, intensity of light is held constant at 10 lux. As VR is increased, current is increasing up to this limit. After that, it becomes constant. This is corresponding to saturation current. The same is repeated for various constant values of intensity of light. This is the curve for 10 lux intensity constant. This is for 20 lux. This is for 30 lux. This is for 40 lux. These characteristics of the photodiode are known as VI characteristics or current voltage characteristics of the photodiode. This is about photodiode and its VI characteristics. Hope you got it. Thank you.